It's hard enough that the Toronto Raptors had one of their worst seasons in recent memory. Information came out today on CBC, AP, and ESPN that one of their players, Jontay Porter, has been banned from the NBA for life for allegedly betting on games. The league investigation found the player guilty of manipulating games for betting purposes. None of these charges have been proven in court, by the way. Toronto Raptors two-way player Jontay Porter, according to AP, was banned from the NBA on Wednesday, April 17th, after a league probe found he disclosed confidential information to sports bettors and wagered on games, even betting on the Raptors to lose. Porter is the second person to be banned by Commissioner Adam Silver for violating league rules. The other was now former LA Clipper owner Donald Sterling in 2014, shortly after Silver took office. In making the announcement, Silver called Porter's actions blatant. There's nothing more important than protecting the integrity of NBA competition for our fans, our teams, and everyone associated with our sport, which is why Jontay Porter's blatant violation of our gaming rules are being met with the most severe punishment, he said. The investigation started once the league learned from licensed sports betting operators and an organization that monitors legal betting markets about unusual gambling practices surrounding Porter's performance in the game on March 20th against Sacramento. The league determined that Porter gave a better information about his own health status prior to the game and said that another individual, known to be an NBA bettor, placed an $80,000 US bet that Porter would not hit the number set for him parlays through an online sportsbook. That bet would have won him $1.1 million. Now, Porter took himself out of the game, and after less than 3 minutes, he claimed illness, and none of his stats meeting the total set in the parlay. The $80,000 bet was frozen and not paid out, the league said, and the NBA started an investigation not long afterward due to information provided by the sources. You don't want this for the kid, you don't want this for our team, and we don't want this for our league, and that's for sure. Raptors president Masai Ujiri said Wednesday in Toronto, speaking shortly before the NBA announced Porter's ban. My first reaction is obviously surprise, because none of us, I don't think anybody, saw this coming. Now, within the Canadian media, there's been Canadian athletes have been caught for gambling before, but not to this level. Now, the league has partnerships and other relationships with more than 24 gaming companies, including many in Canada, and several of them do advertise during NBA games in a variety of ways. Silver himself has been a longtime proponent of legal sports wagering, but the league has been very strict for rules for players and employees regarding betting. And what Porter was found to have done was a violation of the CBA, which states any player, directly or indirectly, wagers money on anything of value on any game or event in association, or the NBA G League shall, on being charged with such wagering, be given an opportunity to answer such charges after due notice, and a decision of the commissioner shall be final, binding, and conclusive and unappealable. And again, these have not been proven in court. Silver cautioned last week that his move was possible, saying what Porter was accused of represent cardinal sin in the NBA. Porter has not commented since the investigation began and never played for the Raptors again. He was listed as out for all of Toronto's games for the remainder of the season, citing personal reasons. The league also determined that Porter, the brother of Denver Nuggets forward Michael Porter, placed at least 13 bets on NBA games using someone else's betting account. The bets ranged from $15 to $22,000. The total wagered was $54,094 and generated a payout of $76,059 or net winnings of $21,965. Those wagers did not involve any game in which Porter played, the NBA said. But 3 of the wagers were multi-game parlays, including a bet where Porter, who was not playing in the games involved, wagered on the Raptors to lose. All 3 of those bets lost, which is kind of ironic because the Raptors have been losing a lot of games in the second half of the season. Now, while legal sports betting creates transparency that helps identify suspicious or abnormal activity, this matter also raises important issues about the sufficiency of the regulatory framework currently in place, including the types of bets offered on our games and players, Silver said. Working closely with all relevant stakeholders across the industry, we will continue to work diligently to safeguard our league and the game. Now, Porter is 24, averaged 4.4 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 2.3 assists in 26 games, including 5 starts. He also played 11 games for Memphis in the 21 season. Now, ESPN first reported the investigation, followed by CBC and TSN, which is said surrounding Porter's performance in games on J26 and March 20th. In both contests, Porter played briefly before leaving, citing injury or illness. He played 4 minutes 24 seconds against the Clippers in the first of those games, then 2:43 against Sacramento in the second contest. In both of these games, Porter did not come close to hitting the prop wager lines for points, rebounds, and three-pointers that bettors could play at some sports books. For example, one set of prop wagers for Porter for the Clippers game was at 5.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. He finished with no points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. For the Kings game, there were around 7.5 points and 5.5 rebounds, and Porter finished that game with no points and 2 rebounds. The league said its probe remains open and may result in further findings, and those findings are being shared with federal prosecutors. Now, you see, with betting, mostly on basketball and sometimes college basketball or whatever, you can bet any different way. The over-under, the spread, whatever. But here's the problem is, Toronto is the media center pretty well of Canadian sports. It's pretty hard to hide here because usually what happens, most of the media that cover the Raptors also cover the Leafs, or also cover the Blue Jays. They cover all the Toronto sports, the Argonauts, and they're part of the same company. So for this to do that, either it's completely stupid or completely clueless as to what it's like playing in Canada. Because no one can hide in this country. If somebody's going to do something wrong, they're going to be caught. So this is an ongoing situation. We'll be updated as we go along. But as it stands right now, not sure if he can be charged under Canadian law, because I don't know how it applies to a game. Let's say if a Canadian team played in the States. If the bets were done within Canada or Canadian contests, I'm not an expert on that, but it would be under federal law. Or it could be under the influence peddling, or, well, you know what I'm saying, they used to call that carpetbagging, where basically you're telling people what you're going to do before it happens. If it was within Canada, I know it would come under Court of King's bench, probably federal charges. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the latest on the Porter case. If you like what we're doing here, or our sports updates, let us know in a like, comment, subscribe, or share. NHL playoffs are starting pretty soon, so enjoy that. And like I said, the NBA season is going to be interesting when you look back on it. If there's more people involved, I would suspect it's going to come out very soon. And like I said, there's an old expression in media in Canada: if you're doing something wrong, we're going to catch you. It could be 20 years down the road, 30 years. Look at the different situations with the current level of politicians in the Canada States. You can't hide from the long arm of investigative reporting. You will be caught. There's always someone's going to squeal on you. You know, Bruce McNall got caught. The New York Islanders guy got caught. You know, it happens like that. Pocklington, Scalbania, that's the way it goes. So thanks for listening and have a great day. Bye.